Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our introduction to LifeWave. My name is Christy Chapman, and I'm so excited to be your host tonight. We're actually here every Monday night. So if you are new to this Zoom and you like what you see, please make sure to not keep this a secret. Invite your friends, invite your family, because we always say here, we don't patch alone, right? We always got to patch it forward. We want to share this with people. We want to make sure that everybody across the globe knows what we're doing and has the option to say yes or no to LifeWave and our patch technology. So if you're a guest here tonight, a special welcome to you. I'm so grateful that you're here. And this may be the first time you're really even getting to know us and getting to know about LifeWave. So it's an honor and privilege to be able to speak into you and teach you a little bit about this incredible technology that our CEO invented years ago. Now, I started LifeWave a little over 3.5 years ago, and I was not looking for another business. I was with another network marketing company and very happy there. I've been in this industry for 19 years, and it's actually allowed me to raise my children. This is what I've done most of my kids' life, and now they're almost 22 and 24, believe it or not. And so I am eternally grateful for this industry, for what it's allowed me to do and be able to be with my family. And also provide me with a purpose. I feel like, especially with LifeWave, we're definitely, we have a mission and a purpose. And I feel like this is my first time in this industry where this is really a movement. This is a healing movement. We're not only going to be healing people and our furry friends, but also the planet in the future. So stay tuned for that. So that's pretty exciting. So LifeWave came into my life because I hurt my foot. And I'm always grateful that my foot got hurt, and a friend of mine shared the patches with me. And he started using it because a friend shared with him because of back and shoulder pain, to the point where he was going to have shoulder surgery. Now, 3.5 years later, no shoulder surgery, no pain, and a whole lot of other great things have happened to him. But for me, I put it on my foot within a couple hours. Now, mind you, my pain was about 2 weeks long. You know, I had pain for 2 weeks, bruised and swollen, completely no pain in 2.5 hours. It doesn't always happen like that for everybody. But we do have what we call a lot of one patch wonders, where you put the patch on, you drink some water, you give it some time, and pain shifts and moves out of the body, which is exciting. So that really caught my attention, because I was 51 at the time. I'm 54 now. And I thought to myself, after doing more, hearing more testimonies and doing my due diligence, little research, not so much on the science, but more on the stories. The stories are what got me. And I thought to myself, my goodness, I know people in pain. I know people with inflammation. I know people that need energy, that have brain fog, that need healing from surgery, that don't sleep well at night. And the list goes on. And what really caught my attention, remember, I said I'm in my 50s, and this is true age reversal. And I've never heard of age reversal. I've heard of anti-aging, but not age reversal. And that's what's going on the inside. And then you start seeing mile markers exude on the outside. So that got my attention, because I'm like, I know people that want this. So I started sharing, and it happened organically. That's kind of how this company goes. You use the products, you love the products, and you share them with your friends and family, because we have a heart to want to help other people and don't want to keep it a secret. And then this is what happened with my son. A little over, hold on. There we go. Okay, a little over 4 months after I started patching, my son Andrew was in a motorcycle accident. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but the doctors didn't think he was going to make it. When he woke up from his coma, he was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. They didn't know if he would be brain dead. And then once we figured out his long-term and short-term memory was good, because he had lots of brain injuries and strokes from the helmet. And he also had a lot of broken bones, collapsed lungs. He has COVID at the time. He got MRSA and pneumonia. So he had 4 things that could have taken him out of here. Once we figured out that Andrew's brain was good, they told us it's going to take about a year or two for Andrew to get back to his new normal. Let's just pause for a second so we could get that muted.
It would take about 3 years to train a new seamstress, train the company.
Can we get, oh, it's still not muted. Okay, there we go.
Education.
Can we all just make sure to mute yourself, please? Mute your line. Very cool. Okay, because I have ADD, and although the patches can help with that, it's not good when I have background noise. I can't concentrate. Okay, so the doctor said it would take about a year or two, and this is Andrew. He was in a rehab program. There were 4 gentlemen in this rehab program, including Andrew, and he was the worst going in, and he was the first one to graduate at 6 months, which I'm truly proud of him. He put in the work, and we patched him. And the reason why the doctors allowed us to use this technology in the hospital, because a lot of doctors don't like you to use anything external coming in to their, especially their COVID ICU unit. That's a no-no. But the doctor already knew about this technology, and she knew that nothing was transdermal. She knew that it wouldn't interfere with any medications that Andrew was on. And so the doctor said yes. And the reason why she knew about it is because someone had the courage to share with Andrew's doctor 2 years prior to help her daughter and save her daughter's life. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because you never know what your one share is going to do for somebody else's life that you might not even know yet. And so that's why I encourage people to definitely don't keep this a secret. So there is a better health plan and a better income plan for 2025. I know we're already in April, which I can't believe the first quarter of the year is already gone, and time is flying by so fast. And I know a lot of us had goals for the year, whether it was health goals or financial goals. And, you know, I want you to take a look at that and think about, okay, are you achieving your health goals? Are you achieving your financial goals? Because we still have time. We still have 3 quarters left in the year, right? And no time is better than now to have better health and a better income plan. And so we're going to talk about the products, the science, and a little bit about the opportunity, because I'm extremely passionate about that as well. So we can't go any further without talking about this incredible man, David Schmidt. He is the founder, the CEO, and the scientist. This company, LifeWave, was established over 20 years ago. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and we're in over 80 countries. Now, I'm going to pause for a second and just share with you that this product, this is what our little miracle patch looks like. This, the technology of phototherapy, that's what these patches are, was created before LifeWave was born for the elite Navy SEALs and for the Olympics. Well, actually, it was created for the Navy SEALs, but then 9/11 happened. He lost the contract. Then the Olympic swim team got a hold of him, and they were benefiting from it too, breaking their own personal best. So David created LifeWave so that he could get this technology to the world and to the masses. And what better way to do it than word of mouth marketing? Because see, this is definitely a product that could not sit on the counter or on a shelf at a store or, you know, through infomercials. Again, like I said, it's people wearing the products, they love them, and they organically share it with people that they care about or people that they meet along their journey because they don't want to keep it a secret. And so LifeWave was born, thank goodness. And so now here we are 20 years later, sharing with the world. And David, LifeWave, it took him 10 years and $4.5 million to bring X39 patented technology to market, which, by the way, we have 200 patents on regenerative medicine, which is so exciting. I know David's going to get an award for that in the near future. Not very many people and not very many scientists have 200 patents, and he has more to come. So 10 years to create X39. So I told you the company's been around for 20, but X39, this breakthrough stem cell patch came out 6 years ago. And that's when LifeWave really started growing fast. To matter of fact, we are now the fastest growing company in the space of network marketing. We are breaking records. The compensation, you know, people are being compensated more than a lot of other companies out there. And all that means is that we're helping a lot of people, and we're helping a lot of people heal and a lot of people win in life. And LifeWave is projected to be $1 billion company by the end of this year. Now, when I started in 2019, no, when did I start? I started in 3.5 years ago, whatever year that was. I think it was 2021. And we were doing 90 million. Okay. And look at that. 3.5 years later, we're projected to do $1 billion in sales. So definitely LifeWave is being put on the map. And we're going to have a documentary coming out that's the life of David, leading all the way up to this new technology that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And you know, what a powerful window of opportunity. So we have some exciting things happening this year and years to come. And so this opportunity that we have right now to be a part of such a special company and a movement, I've never seen before in my lifetime, and I probably will never see it again in any other company. So we already talked about the patents. David has those 200 patents, so we know that we're protected as partners with the company. And we also know that this isn't just a placebo effect. This isn't some type of woo-woo, or, you know, I've heard it called all different kinds of things, but I remember when I first used the patches, I was like, okay, is this for real? Like, how did this little patch just help my foot? And now I'm walking, you know, out the restaurant with no pain. And so we have the science, we have the patents. As a matter of fact, if you'd like to do a deeper dive in that, if Victoria could put frequencypatchesinfo.com in the chat, that would be great. That is a great link that you can do all the research, but I'm going to guide you to 2 short videos, one on X39, one on frequencypatchesinfo.com. Take a look at those videos, and then you can do a deeper dive looking at, you know, some of what David has to say, what doctors have to say. There's testimonies on there. There's also the patents. And how about the third-party double-blind clinical trials? We have over 100 of them. So we truly know that these patches do work, and they do say what we say they're going to do. A lot of times you just have to give it time, be consistent, and drink lots of water. So my question for you is, have you been patched yet? Would you like to elevate, activate, and regenerate your own stem cells to a younger state? And some of you might not even know what stem cells are, so we're going to talk about those. So here's a fact for you. The less stem cell activity you have, the slower you heal and the faster you age. And that's why a lot of times you hear that phrase like, gosh, it really stinks to get old, right? Or, you know, I'm in pain and I guess I'm going to have to live like this the rest of my life. Well, that's because we have lack of stem cells. Our stem cells are going to bed, but we have a better way, and we can definitely help you with a lot of issues that you may be experiencing right now. And if you're one of those people on the Zoom and you don't have a lot of health issues, which is great, because be honest with you, before my foot pain that happened, you know, 2 weeks before X39, I felt like I was a very healthy, vibrant 51-year-old. But there were so many things that these patches did for me that I'm very, very grateful for. And it keeps getting better over time. And then, God forbid, you actually hurt yourself during your patching time, right? Like me, I hurt my knee, I hurt my shoulder, I hurt my wrist during this time. And I also got a bone spur. And X39 helped me with every single one of those. So I'm grateful for that. So what are stem cells anyway? I know for me, I didn't know much about stem cells. The only thing I really knew was injections. Injections in a localized area, usually your knee, your hips, your shoulders, to hopefully prevent surgeries. But usually they're super expensive. There's somebody else's stem cells sometimes. Again, they're very localized, so it's not going to do all the things that our patches are going to do. And a lot of times it doesn't work, and we're using external going inward. So why not activate your own stem cells with light? That's so exciting that we can do that. So stem cells are neutral or universal cells, and stem cells can become any kind of cell that the body needs, and the patches will provide the signal, which is so great. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. Did you know that when you're 30, your stem cells, like half of your stem cells go to bed? They don't leave your body. They just go to sleep. They're like, I'm done working. I did my 30 years. I'm going to bed. And then when you get to 60, you really have very little left. which is really sad. And again, that's why it takes us a long time to heal as we get older, or we have, brain fog, we don't sleep as well, we don't have a lot of energy. There's various things that can happen as we age because of lack of stem cells. And I had no idea. So again, this little tiny miracle patch is the world's first and only stem cell therapy that's going to activate your own stem cells, and it's going to regenerate to a younger state. Okay, so we're going to wear it for 12 hours during the day because we're going to drink lots of water to keep, hydrate our cells. And then we're going to activate during the day, and we're going to regenerate at night. We're going to let our body rest and restore at night. It's very important, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Okay. And this is so exciting. Google GHKCU and anything that you could possibly want improvement in with your health, or maybe a loved one's. Because as you're on this Zoom, you're going to think of people like, oh gosh, my coworker, my mom, my sister, my son. There's so many people that need this. Google GHKCU and whatever it is that you're looking for. Might be pain. It might be inflammation. It might be wound healing or age reversal. So just look at that and you can see all the things that GHKCU can do in the body. GHKCU is a peptide that's in our body. And David is the only one that has figured out how to activate your own GHKCU. Okay, so to help our body become a younger state. And it's affordable. You guys, this little patch is $3.33 a day. I'm telling you, for me and many, many of my friends, we have a lot of transfer spending, meaning that we're investing in the patches, we're investing in our health, and we're saving money because first of all, we're preventing a lot of things from happening. And I don't know if you know, I'm not going to say we're going to cure anything, but a lot of people, these help with inflammation. A lot of people, inflammation causes chronic illnesses. Inflammation causes pain. A lot of things in the body come from inflammation. And if we can get our inflammation down and we can activate our own GHKCU, my gosh, $3.33 is nothing. It's ethical. We're not using anybody's stem cells. We're activating our own, and requires no injections. I know I'm very happy about that. And my son too, even though he had 10 total surgeries, he's deathly afraid of needles. So I wouldn't have been able to put needles on him. Now, how does X39 work? So there's a proprietary blend that is in our patches, and it is, that's what's patented, but it's also made of amino acids, salts, sugars, not the kind you find in your kitchen, but we're using phototherapy. So we're using our own light and heat from our own body to create change. See, when you put on infrared goggles, you're going to see images of light and heat coming from the body. That's what we're using. They're going to go, the light and heat's going to go in and out of these crystals. It's going to stimulate the skin and tell your brain it's time to wake up those dormant stem cells that went to bed. And these little crystals, a lot of times people are like, well, can I cut this open and see the crystals? No, they're nano crystals. It's a nanotechnology. And again, this technology has never been done before, and it's very patented. We have all the patents for it. And it's non-transdermal, like I said earlier. There's nothing that is going to enter into the body. So you don't have to worry about if you're on medication or anything, supplements or anything that you're doing. It is not going to interfere. There's no drugs, no stimulants. However, you're going to have good energy and good sleep without stimulants. I don't have to drink coffee anymore. I like the taste of coffee, but I don't need caffeine anymore. So I have a caffeine-free life. And it's non-invasive, which we love that as well. So here's just a few benefits, but I'm going to tell you, there's probably over 40 blanket benefits to activating your own GHKCU. And again, you can Google it. But here's the most popular ones is, and should I say, the ones we can talk about too, without getting in trouble, because there's a whole lot more. But increased strength. I love this. If you are, play pickleball, like to hike, work around your garden, you're a gym enthusiast, you're an athlete. Oh gosh, if you want to get cutting edge performance, you want to be patching. So you're going to have strength, you're going to recover, and you're going to have the energy while you're doing the activities that you're doing. reduce inflammation, and I'm going to add pain, okay? Because a lot of times those two add together or go together, and we can definitely help with that. 2 out of 3 people are in pain, and that's way too much. And a lot of times when I ask people at a live event, are you in pain? People will say, who isn't? Or yes, but I just deal with it. Or, this is, it's just my life. That's just the way I'm going to be. Or, they laugh and they're like, yeah, I have pain all over my body. And there's definitely a better way. And we patch them at these events. And a lot of times they walk out with very little pain, or their pain has reduced, and then it gets better over time, which is so fun to witness. Increased stamina, we talked about that. Energy, vitality, this is at the cellular level. This is not that caffeine energy. This is cellular energy, which is so fun. Mental clarity, when it comes to the brain, we can help with so much. And we see that when you wear X39 in just a week, through thermal imaging, we can see improvement in the brain. We can also see improvement in the heart as well. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. We talked about that. Improved sleep. You're going to get REM sleep, that deep sleep, vivid dreams. They're like movies every single night. And you're going to wake up before your alarm and you're refreshed. And I'll tell you, I can't take a nap even if I want to, because I don't need it. And that's saving me a lot of hours out of my life, right? No naps required. Skin improvement and appearance. Oh my gosh, we love that, right? Once we start seeing our wounds heal, our skin, the wrinkles going away, our hair turning back to its natural color. How about varicose veins? How about sunspots diminishing? That means all is well on the inside. That means things are starting to age backwards and heal on the inside, which is so, so important. Now, what can you expect from X39? Now, there's so many other different things, but I'm just going to list a few things here. The first few days, we know by clinical studies that we are activating our genes, 1/3 of them, which is 4,000, to a younger state. So we know by wearing this patch within a few days, actually, I think it's 24 hours, that we are activating our own stem cells. It's working right away. Then within 6 weeks, our brain becomes balanced. That's incredible. We all need that, right? And within 3 months, collagen increases, our own collagen. You don't have to buy collagen anymore. If you're somebody, because collagen is a peptide that we start drastically reducing at 25, just like stem cells. And I used to take a collagen supplement, and I'll be honest, I think my collagen supplement was $140, $150 because I got a really good quality liquid one. And guess what? I don't have to do that anymore. So that's a transfer spend right there. And then in 6 months, your heart is going to age backwards. Now we're seeing that within a week, appearance of your heart aging backwards. But at 6 months, and the longer you wear it, the more age reversal benefits you're going to have. See, I learned that every day you wear this patch, because people ask me, how long do I have to wear the patch for? Well, if you want to age a day forward, don't wear the patch. If you want to age a day backwards, every day you're wearing it, wear the patch. So I know what my answer is. I will be patching for the rest of my life. And many of you know my mom has a birthday today, and she just turned 81. And my mom will definitely be patching for the rest of her life. When I look at how she is, she's been patching for 3.5 years compared to other women her age or even younger. She looks phenomenal, and she's driving and she's thriving. And I wouldn't even know she's in her 80s. She's more like in her late 60s, early 70s. So that's fun to see that for your loved ones. So wearing X39. Okay, so like we said, you're going to wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Put a new one on every day. If you have a furry friend, you can put this on your pet. You don't have to shave their fur. It will go through 7 layers of clothing. Remember, light and heat comes in and out of our body, 3 to 6 inches. So it can go through 7 layers of clothing. It can go through fur. It can go through, I tape mine on the inside of my dog's collar. It will go through the tape. And what is that going to do for them? It's going to help them with healing and age reversal and so much more. I've heard a lot of people say they wear, their pets wear them for anxiety. You know, a lot of people have pets that have anxiety, and that helps a lot with that. I know my little grandpuppy, Well, she's 3 now, but she had lots of tears, like, that brown stain on her eyes. And I told my son, I said, make sure to put the patch on Luna. And I just saw her yesterday and her tears are gone because it can help with, I have friends with dry eye or even wet eyes. And both of them have improved with the patches. So little Luna is patching with us and she has no more teary eyes and that brown stain on her fur. So allergies good. Okay, let's see. We're going to put a new patch on. So I tell people, put this by your toothbrush. This is a sleeve. This is 30-day supply, 30-day money back guarantee. Put it by your toothbrush. When you brush your teeth in the morning, put it on. It's the simplest technology or supplement or anything you could do for your health. And then take it off at night when you brush your teeth. It's that simple. You can wear more than one at a time. If you have a neuropathy in both your feet, put them on both your feet. It's okay. If you have knee pain in both your knees, put them on both your knees. I know for me, at one point in time, I had a bone spur and I had knee pain at the same time. I put one on each and pain gone. Let's see, drink plenty of water, preferably with electrolytes. Maybe put some Celtic sea salt in your water or under your tongue in the morning so that we can hydrate and get that water into your cells. Now, this is something I listened to a webinar today, which, by the way, if you would like to be in our testimonial group, you can go. I have a testimonial group for this whole beautiful team. It's called Living Healthy with Me. We can get you in there. You can see a lot of testimonies. If you would like to learn more about from David Schmidt, our scientist, I was listening to a webinar before this Zoom, and I learned that this picture here with the shoulder surgery, the day 1 of patching, literally that is a year-old scar. I had no idea. That was a year-old scar. So that wasn't a scar or something that just happened. It was a year old. And then she patched, and 2 weeks later, that's what happened. That's amazing. That makes that picture even better than I thought. The middle one, car accident. And this wound went all the way through. And they were going to amputate his hand. But the parents said, please sew him up. We're going to put patches on him and let's see what happens. And 63 days later, no pain medicine, you guys. That's huge. Anytime we can do no pain medicine. And I hear it all the time. No pain medicine. And you can barely even see a scar. I don't even see one on there. This gentleman here, he's close to his 80s. Now, remember, when we have surgery and we get older, it takes a long time to heal. Well, this gentleman was patching before and after surgery. So within 5 weeks, this is knee replacement, and that's very painful. It's one of the top 5 most painful surgeries you can have. He has full function in his knee, and look at his scar. It looks beautiful. It's amazing. Now, this young gentleman, he was snowboarding. Now, he still has some stem cells going on. He's young. They start declining at 25, like we talked about. But the parents he had an interview, so they wanted to accelerate his healing. Also, they didn't want him to have scars on his lovely face, right? He's a cute kid. And so after day 5, you can only see a little tiny scrape above his lip, which amazing results. Now, this older gentleman, almost in his 80s, he fell down and hit his head or his face on a counter. And he has bruises, he has scrapes, he has stitches, and he has inflammation and wrinkles. And look, at 7 weeks later, he looks like he looks 20 years younger. No bruises, no scars, looks amazing. Okay, now we always say like we talked about, when things go on the inside and you start seeing mile markers on the outside, that means all is well. Okay, things are going good when we see wrinkles going away. Okay, look she has like 111s on her forehead, right? And they're almost completely gone. And look at her neck and look at her jawline and just the overall texture of her skin. She's glowing in the second picture. She looks absolutely beautiful. And then look at her eyes. Her eyes even look healthier in the second picture. And then if you know anybody with acne scars, which we all know, that can be cause people to be self-conscious. And so we can help young and old with any types of scarring. Okay, so this is before and after 3 weeks. She looks absolutely gorgeous. Her skin looks radiant. I love it. All right, now I'm not going to go too into the water. It's called X2O. And this is something that I learned about 3.5 years ago. It's finally coming this July, which is going to be so exciting. And this is what the documentary is going to be about as well. David's life story all the way up into the water. And this water is going to do incredible things to the body. This is water that you've never seen before. You only drink 1 glass a day. This isn't a water that you drink throughout the day. You're drinking 1 glass a day. And the things that it's going to do, which we have 20 patents already, we have clinical trials, and then we have other brand partners that are using them that are getting their own stories. And this is what I learned earlier, I think it was yesterday. Over 100 clinical changes occur within 13 seconds of drinking 1 glass of water. I'm going to read this again because I don't have it down by heart. Over 100 clinical changes occur within 13 seconds of drinking the water. 100 clinical changes in 13 seconds. 100% of the participants received some benefit in less than 2 minutes. Okay. And the benefits are going to come in a lot of different forms. And I heard David say physical, mental, think about mental health, emotional, and even spiritual. So the healing that is going to come from this water is going to be incredible. And this water is made with light. It exudes light within the body. And we all know that's how God intended us. And that is light heals the body. And so that is what's happening. They see that in thermal imaging. When you drink a glass of water, you exude light within the body. Okay. So when we're drinking the water, and we have a new supplement coming out this month made with light. Light will exude in the body when you drink this supplement. There's an AM and PM supplement. And then with this patch, we are going to, I believe, dominate the stem cell category or industry that is about to be $1 trillion industry, because all of 3 of those are going to activate our stem cells to almost 100%. So I heard David say that his goal is to stop and reverse the signs of aging. My gosh, you guys, to be a part of something like that is incredible. And we have all the science to prove it. All right, so this is, we're the fastest growing company in the world right now. We have been for a few years, which is exciting because of X39 and the lives that are being changed. And David, our CEO, got awarded, and the company and all these brand partners. This is a collective award that we got together. We got the Bravo Growth Award. And this just shows that we have a company with integrity. We have a CEO that is like no other. We are growing very, very fast. We're innovative, and we have products that are truly based by science. And this award is such a prestigious award. And to have David get it 2 years in a row, that is such an honor. And I'm so grateful that he's being recognized for all of his hard work, because he is such a good man and he just wants to help heal the planet. And so I love being a part of this movement. So what is your dream in life? I don't know what that could be for you. It could be maybe now you just want to pay for your patches. So maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want some healing and age reversal. Maybe you want to buy your dream home. Maybe you'd want to go on vacation. Maybe you'd want to pay for your kids or your grandkids' college. Or maybe you would like time freedom or health freedom or financial freedom. Well, we have everything that you could possibly want here. And all you need to do is join our team, join our beautiful community, our beautiful company, plug into the system that we already have. We have support, we have love, we have so much for you. And then you simply patch it forward and share with people that you care about. And so if that is you, definitely get back to the person that invited you and learn more. Now, I'm not going to go into details about our comp plan, but I will tell you we get paid 6 different ways. And one of the ways we get paid is we have 4 incentive trips per year for the company. And now just added for our team with Therese, our senior presidential director, We have 2 retreats, leadership retreats as well per year. So that's a total of 6 trips that you could earn, and virtually all paid for. We have a brand partners that just got back or still in Punta Mita right now in Mexico. And so this one way we get paid, remember we get paid 6 different ways. One way we get paid is binary commissions. And we have a video, get back to the person that invited you. We have a video that can share with you all 6 ways that we get paid. But this binary commission goes from $100 per week all the way up to $25,000 per week. So the sky's the limit. When I tell you that you could literally change the trajectory of your family's financial future for your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, that's what we have here. So we could truly leave a legacy for them if you choose to. So timing's everything too. We have perfect timing with this company. We're just getting started. Now, if you would like to join us as a business, we have a few options for you. Advanced and premium are the best 2 options if you want to be a business builder, if you want to share with people. This will give you plenty of patches to use for your family, for you. You can sell them, you can sample them to people. And the more you advanced and premium, the higher you go, the more you're going to save. Okay. But if you're somebody that's like, you know what, I just want to try the patches. I want to get wholesale pricing. I don't want to pay retail. And I want to try them for a few months. Well, core is the way to start. And you don't have to sell them if you don't want to. If you just want to keep the technology to yourself, you definitely can do that. But you could get 3 months for $295. Again, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And you're going to save some money there too. So all of these are wholesale pricing. And then going forward, it would be between $90 to $100 per month is how you would get the patches. Again, about $33.33 per day. So that is what I have for you. And now my favorite part is I would love to hear some testimony. So first testimony I want to hear from is Laura. Are you with us, Laura? Lower left-hand corner.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Watch out. All right. I thank you for letting me share. I was kind of worried or not. I was just concerned about all this, but now it looks like it's a lot of fun. You're making a lot of fun. So thank you. My name is Laura Miller. I live in Laguna Vista, Texas, and that's very near South Padre Island, Texas. I can see it out my window. And I just wanted to start with kind of what happened to me in the past so that you can see how significantly my life has changed in the last few months. So in 1990, I suffered a tragedy, and I actually just more recently, about 7 years ago, was diagnosed with PTSD from that incident. And since 1990, when I suffered from that, it created horrible migraines. I didn't have migraines often enough to be considered chronic, but I had them enough that they made my life miserable. And I started off taking injections and all kinds of pills and everything. And then over the years and decades, they didn't help. So I just suffered. I'd have to go into a dark room, quiet, and just close the door for about 3 days. And that was really debilitating, especially when you're raising kids. You can't be gone for 3 days. So that was very difficult. And then in 2015, I suffered a traumatic brain injury. So with that injury, just the migraines went from like being intolerable to just really off the charts. I had them a lot more often. I also lost my short-term memory, and not all of it, but part of it. And my long-term memory was also, I don't know what percentage of it's gone because I can't remember it. So I couldn't remember like where I met my husband and things like that. So that didn't turn out real well in that relationship. But it really impacted every aspect of my life. Spiritually, I couldn't remember the Bible verses that I had memorized as a kid. I couldn't remember uh, classes that I had taken. I couldn't remember knowledge that I knew that I knew. And I would start to recount something and my mind was blank. I couldn't even finish a sentence. And I really struggled a lot during that time, and I didn't know what to do. So I went to see neurologist after neurologist, and they all told me the same thing, that they didn't know enough about the brain, and that hopefully, fingers crossed, my memory would come back someday. And little by little, I would gain just little pieces here and there. Other people would tell me about things that had happened in the past, and I just was like, it's probably the most fun is watching movies that I know that I've seen, and I have no idea what's going to happen in the movie. So it's not like 51st Dates. It's not that bad, but I really felt that bad. And I kind of felt like a freak, like an outcast, when people would start talking about their childhood or whatever. I just don't remember mine. So that was really, when they call it a traumatic brain injury, it was very traumatic, but there are things that I'm happy that I can't remember. So anyway, fast forward, um, just a few months ago in August of 2024, I am pretty sure that I had a nervous breakdown. I was studying for a Texas state exam, and had something to do with my livelihood. And I had been cramming for this test, studying day and night. I hadn't been sleeping. And then I had something happen here in my home that was very traumatic. Oh, I keep using that word. It's just like it involved law enforcement. I was terrified. And that was the night before my exam. I finally came to the point about 6 o'clock that evening that I went over to my friend Sue Worrell's house, and I called her on my way over there. I don't even know how I drove over there. I don't know how I was able to operate heavy machinery, but I made it over there by the grace of God. And I said, Sue, those patches that you guys have all over you, would you put some on me? Would they help me? There was no medication I could take to help with my migraine. It was beyond a migraine. I'd never had that kind of pain in my head before. And I don't have any health insurance to make matters just so much more fun, which is probably a blessing if we are going to be truthful about that. So anyway, I get over to her house. I have no idea what patches she put on me. They all look the same, right? So I had patches on my face, on my forehead. I don't know, some other places on my body. I left there and I just was like, okay, well, I can at least drive home now. And I started feeling a little bit better. Within 2 hours, I felt amazing. I felt invincible. Instead of being defeated, I felt like I could take on the world. And then I just like, that test better watch out, that exam tomorrow, because I'm going to ace it. I mean, I just felt so good. And I slept so well that night. And she gave me some souvenirs. She said, put these patches on tomorrow. So I did. I was kind of sneaky about putting the patches on because I didn't know, like, are they going to kick me out of this exam with the proctor and everything if they find out that I was wearing these? And I made such a good grade on the test that I couldn't even believe it. And I asked them if there was any kind of a computer error. That is a whole other story. And praise God, he got me through that and just delivered me out of that horrible, horrible situation that I had gotten myself into. And then I felt so amazing. So that was great. You know, I got patched up and it helped me through a crisis. And I no longer felt like I was having a nervous breakdown and life was good again. So thank you, Sue, for that. So I was good. Like I didn't need any more patches. I was fixed, right? So eventually I had another migraine. So I asked her if I could buy some. And then before I knew it, the beginning of October, I became a brand partner. Had no idea really what I was doing, but I just knew that I needed to be patching. So I went to the 20th anniversary of LifeWave in Dallas just because I was so skeptical. I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to see what it was all about. While I was there, I have had multiple C-sections, so also called cesareans, where they cut back in the day. I'm a little bit older than some of you folks on here. I'm actually 53. So back in the day, I had an emergency C-section the first time, which means they didn't have time to do it by the book. Maybe they cut me from hip to hip. So every time after that, they would cut me on the same scar from hip to hip. And with each cut, it was 5 to 7 pounds of scar tissue. So that picture, that slide that Christy showed you earlier, where it had the lady's shoulder and it looked really gnarly, and then she said that was a year old. That scar looked beautiful. I'm talking about the ugly one. That looked beautiful compared to what my scar looked like. And it was curled up. They call it an apron because it curls. Let's see, where's my hand? It curls under, the flesh curls under as it heals, and the scar tissue comes down on top of it like an apron. And so it's super ugly. Well, anyway, while I was at the convention, I had 24-year-old stitches coming out of my incision, and I had to get a second opinion. So fortunately, I was rooming with a seamstress, and I said, "What is coming out of my abdomen? Can you look and see?" Because I couldn't even see it. And she said, "Those are sutures." So now that it took about 3 weeks, and that was completely gone. And my massage therapist and my chiropractor are the only ones who saw actually the flesh, um, in day steps of it getting better. And they kept saying, "Take a picture of it." And I said, "No, I don't want to take a picture." So you just have to take my word for it that horrible, gnarly scar is gone. And now I have, instead of it used to feel like cartilage. It was really gross, like gristle and cartilage all across there from one hip bone all the way to the other one. And it looked like a rolling pin beneath my skin. It was the size of a rolling pin. For those of you who bake, you know what that is. So that is gone. Thank God. So I was a believer then. It got my attention. The migraines started getting fewer and further in between. And the last time I had a migraine, I didn't even know if it was migraine or not. It kind of felt like just a bad headache. And I just put some extra Eon patches, and I drank a lot of water, put some more Celtic sea salt, and I got through it. And there's not any medicine that I can take anyway. So I was really excited that I was able to function that day, and I got through it, and it was over. And so I can't remember the last time. I think it was at least a month ago that I had one that was like, ugh, but it didn't last very long. I didn't have to go into the dark for 3 days. So that is awesome. So David Worrell gave his testimony last week, and he just wanted me to describe what I looked like when I went over there to their house that night to get Sue to patch me. And I really did look like a scene from Looney Tunes where Bugs Bunny, when his eyes are sticking out, they're bulging out and they're bloodshot, and then he's like moving, like twitching. That's kind of what David said I look like. And I was really in bad shape. And I'm just so glad. I'm so glad that Sue loved me enough that she told me about the patches. And I'm so glad that she loved me enough to share those patches with me when I was in dire straits. So that's pretty much my story. I'm getting a lot of compliments about my skin. I don't wear any makeup. I have a little bit of eyeliner on. I don't have any lipstick on. I don't have any blush on. I just use the Alavita and the Alavita skincare, which is cream. It's not tinted. It's actually blue. The eye cream is blue. So that's what I use. And I'm just super happy I'll be patching for the rest of my life, which will hopefully be many, many years. And I hope it is, because I really want to share these patches with a lot of people. I have had the opportunity to be in a new community of LifeWave people who really are proactive when it comes to their health. And oh, I have a surprise for you too. So Christy and I figured this out before the call. So this is me now, and this is me a year before I started LifeWave. So you can kind of tell the difference. And she said that I look like I've lost weight because the inflammation has decreased in my face and my neck. And my son, the other day, I was telling him that wrinkle that was above my eye had a big crease right there. It's gone. And he said, Mom, calm down. He's 22. He said, I saw you in a memory in my social media memories the other day. And he said, you look like a completely different person. You look amazing, Mom. So that was a good thing to hear that. So here's me before again. That was exactly a year before LifeWave. And then here I am now. So thank you so much for letting me share.
Thank you so much. And you shared with me earlier that you haven't lost any weight. As a matter of fact, you gained muscle, which is so good. Weight really isn't a factor of anything as far as, but you've gained muscle, but look at all the inflammation you've lost. It's unbelievable. You look beautiful. And I love your story. And I know that I met you about a month after you started patching, and I had no idea about your history and the trauma that you've had. So it was so great to hear your story. And I'm so glad that you're patching with us and in our beautiful community, because you're helping so many people. And I do know that the longer you're on it, those migraines won't come back. They're going to be gone forever, especially with this water. I'm so excited. So
I am too.
Sharing, Laura.
Thank you so much for letting me share.
Yes, absolutely. Jose, I know you have some friends that you'd like to share some of your friends' stories with us for a few minutes. And then we'll wrap this up. There you are.
Okay, there we go. Okay, there it goes. Yes, how's it going? Well, my name's Jose. I'm down in Tucson, Arizona. I was talking to Christy just before we started, because I just brought on an eye doctor as a brand partner. He wanted to go ahead and use the patches. He was having some issues with pain, and he had seen a couple weeks ago. It was about a month ago, where I did a contest, because I'm a cyclist, and I did a contest to see if people can guess how many miles I had ridden on there. So he reached out to me, because he says, what are these patches? What are they doing for you and stuff on there? Long story short, he decided to go ahead and try the patches out for himself. In the meantime, he has two daughters. We got together yesterday because one of the daughters is going to go to college at the same place that my daughter's going. So we put them together so they can meet each other on there. And coincidentally, both of his daughters were dealing with some pain issues on there. One is in her late teens. The other one is like 22 years old. And they were both dealing with pain. So he decided that he was going to go ahead and try to use the X39s on them just to see what it would do for them. And it was like 2 days that he used them, and immediately, and this doesn't happen for everyone, but lately, I don't know, David must be doing something with these patches and stuff, because a lot of people are feeling them a whole lot quicker than what I remember when I first got involved about 3 years ago on there. So he put the patches on his daughter. One of the daughters was having some issues behind the neck, and she says she didn't know if it was from so much studying and being crouched over and stuff, doing all her studying and stuff on there. But she put them on, and she says immediately, like within a half an hour, those pains were gone and stuff on there. So they were gone. So I was like very, very happy to hear that. And then the other daughter, she's about 18 years old. She was talking about her thing, and she was very, very excited to talk about the patches. And maybe one of these days here, I can get them to come on here and give their own testimonies and stuff, because that'll be great for everybody to hear. These young ladies talk about what these patches have done for them and stuff. But she was dealing with a lot of pain, and she was actually going to doctors and stuff to try to figure out what's wrong with her and stuff like that. And she put the patches on X39 also, and she says that she was feeling extremely a whole lot better and stuff, and that she wanted to continue doing the patches because she wanted to see if she can get these issues that she was having to go away, for good and stuff. So I mean, so these patches do work and stuff. So Christy's mom had a birthday today. My mother-in-law had a birthday on Friday. She's been using the patches now for 2.5 years. She was walking with a walker, with a cane, getting ready to go into a walker. So we kind of figured that she was going to ended up having to move in with us because she wasn't going to be able to take care of herself. So my only option was to invite her to use the patches and stuff, because I said, hey, if I can get her to use the patches and I can get her off of that and she can depend on herself again, then we're good for a couple more years and stuff. She just turned 89 on Friday, and she's not using a walker. She's not using a cane. And every month she's like, I'm running out of patches. I need some more patches. And she's been doing that for the last 2.5 years. So, she believes in the patches and stuff, and she will not go without using those patches ever, ever, ever. And I have many, many more stories, but we'll leave that for another time.
All right.
That way you can come back.
Yes, stay tuned. Part 2, part 3. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love that. And yeah, anytime, we can help our moms and mother-in-laws and our dads and father-in-laws, it's a good thing. I love that. I love that. And I definitely would love to see some young people, like 18-year-olds, come on here and share. That would be powerful. So thank you guys, Laura and Jose, for sharing. I appreciate you so much. And do we have any questions that I could support people with real quick? I know it's late here, but I want to answer some questions if we have any.
There was one question about shipping, how long it takes and that kind of thing.
So we usually just say 3 to 5 business days. I tell you, it comes much faster than that, depending on where you live and where our distribution centers are, but just count on 3 to 5 business days. And it sounds like you're super excited to get started. So congratulations and welcome. Any other questions?
There was a question for Laura about her memory.
Memory. Okay. What about the memory?
I got it.
What about it?
How's it doing now? How are you doing now? Because you said you were
having. Yeah. Thank you for asking, because I was so excited about the picture that I got distracted. So I'm able to finish my own sentences now. 9 times out of 10, I'm just breezing through my sentences, and my memory, like, when you want to use a specific word and people are trying to fill in the blanks, they're trying to speak for you. People did that for me for so many years, decades. And so now I finish my own sentences, which I love. I love that. And then my memory is getting a little bit better. I still don't have that long-term memory come back. It hasn't come back 100%, but it is getting a lot better. I am starting to remember things, and I'm just really happy, like things about my kids when they were little, and whenever I'm around my family, they start talking about reminiscing, and I'm starting to remember more. And so that's been a really good thing. Thank you for asking, because I totally forgot. It's like, which is probably like, oh, well, wait till I'm on these patches for a year. I won't be forgetting stuff that important.
Yeah, well, that was a great question.
Can't wait. I can't wait.
Yes, it will keep getting better. And the water, you guys. I mean, come on. It's going to be exciting. So, any other questions? Are we good?
Yes. Question really quick. What's the best one for ADHD?
Okay, so I would always, so we have a patch called Eon. Eon is for focus, stress, inflammation. It's known as our peace patch. I swear to you that between God and that patch, it helped me during Andrew's accident and healing, and so much more. So anything that has to do with, and we're not going to say we're curing chronic illnesses, but if there's a chronic illness, there's something mentally going on or pain, Eon and X39 will be your best friend. Eon is the best, #1 best-selling kids patch. So with younger ones, I would say, you know, the young ones that are able to talk all the way up until maybe the teens, start with Eon. And then you can add X39 if you want. If it's an adult, it would be X39 and Eon. My kids all wear them. And my mom and my husband and my whole family wears Eon and X39. Good question. Yes, and they help a lot. They really do. Okay, so if you
Jessica's asking Laura where she puts her patches.
I go for the recommended spots. The X39 I put on the back of my neck, the X49 below my belly button, and the Eon I put it on my foot, like right between my big toe and my second toe. I put it right there on my foot during the day, and then at night I wear the carnosine and glutathione below my navel, and then I use the Alavita right here.
All right, guys, she's a patch enthusiast. So not everybody needs to start with all of those.
No.
And a lot of us are patch enthusiasts here. So X39 and Eon's a great place to start for a lot of different things. And then you can add, we have 11 patches total. Like Laura said, we have a day and a night cream and an eye cream and all the things. So, but the most important is X39, and then you can add Eon as a supporting patch if needed. So it's getting late, so I want to respect your time, but thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure that you get back to the person that invited you to answer any of your questions. Let them know you're ready to get started. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. And come back next week with a friend. Definitely patch it forward. And if you're patching with us, I would love to hear your testimony real soon. So thanks again for the testimonies. And thank you, Martha and Victoria, for helping behind the scenes. Take care, you guys. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.